Well, relax now and listen, if you will, to a story some say as old as time. This story has roots, some believe, in ancient Egypt, in Rome, in ancient Greece, even Africa, Germany, and of course, Walt Disney himself had to tell this tale. My story, however, takes place on the Emerald Isle. It is about a druid priest who decided that he wanted to hone his craft and learn the magical arts. So he secluded himself, went into isolation, if you will, in the enchanted forest. He spent 23 years working on those magical arts, learning spells and potions, and encountering only magical creatures. Over the years, he was able to change the weather, make trees and plants grow, and heal ill animals. Finally, though, he decided that it was time to share his gifts with the people. So he went down into the village and he introduced himself and invited the people in the village to come and see him when they had problems with their farm or their family, their finances, or problems in love. He made himself available to them anytime they needed support, and he asked them only to pay what they could afford. Well, news of this sorcerer spread very quickly around the isle, and people came from all over to see him. And even though the sorcerer saw many people and helped many people, he discovered that he was feeling very lonely. He only had the company of a magical broom. And as time went, he decided that as he got older, he didn't want his magic to die with him. So he asked the schoolmaster if there was any young child, a boy or a girl, who might make a good apprentice. The schoolmaster knew exactly who to send. So soon the apprentice came and moved in with the sorcerer. He began to learn the magical arts. He learned how to collect things like spider eggs and mouse droppings and hawk feathers, things that were necessary for those potions. And every time he learned something, he felt that something was still missing. And indeed it was. The sorcerer wasn't quite ready to tell him the magical words of the spell. So the boy served the sorcerer for many years, but he began to get impatient. He wanted to practice magic. And so one day, when he was supposed to be going to bed, he hid in the cupboard in the kitchen. And he watched through the keyhole as the sorcerer stood in front of the broom and said these words: "Come now, broom, and stand at attention. Listen to the tasks I mention. Your first job tonight is to clean the floor. But hold on a minute, there's something more. I fancy a rest in a nice hot tub. Draw me a bath while the floor you scrub." That's it for now. You've heard my spell. Hurry now and do it well. And immediately the broom went into action. It began scrubbing the floor. It ran out to the well, picked up a bucket of water and brought it into the tub. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth it went, filling the tub for the sorcerer. And when the sorcerer was ready, he went into the tub to rest his weary bones. And the boy, watching from the cupboard, thought, that's it? Just a little rhyming? That's it? And he snuck out of the cupboard and into his bed. But he couldn't sleep. He wanted to practice magic, and he knew soon enough he would have his chance. A few days later, the sorcerer had to go into the village to meet with someone who was too ill to travel to him. So as soon as the sorcerer was beyond sight of the apprentice went and stood in front of the broom and said those exact same words he heard the sorcerer say, and the broom jumped into action, began sweeping, began going to get water. The boy was so thrilled, he was quite proud of himself, until he went to go get in the tub. And he realized that the broom hadn't stopped. It continued to fill the tub, and the tub was now overflowing. Water was rushing throughout the house. He didn't know what to do. "Hey, you broom, there's no need to run. You can stop now. Your work is done." But the broom didn't stop. "Stop, stop, it's time to quit." "Well, what rhymes with quit?" he thought. "I don't like what you're doing. I don't like it one bit." But the broom didn't stop. If you don't stop, I'll get an axe. I'll chop and chop until you drop. The broom didn't stop. So the apprentice, beside himself, didn't know what to do. And he said, "Oh, how I wish my master were here. He would know how to stop this magical madness." And before he knew it, the sorcerer was standing right there in the room as if it were by magic, as it probably was. The sorcerer snapped his fingers, and immediately the broom stopped and stood at attention. Without much distress, "Clean up this mess," the sorcerer said to the broom. The broom cleaned and went back to its corner. And the young boy slowly snuck back to his room, for he knew there would be a price to pay. He knew the sorcerer wasn't going to be very happy with him in the morning. He also knew that the sorcerer had some reason for not sharing all of those secrets yet. So in the morning, he was ready for his punishment, and the sorcerer said only 4 words: "All in due time, all in due time." Thank you.